Happy New Year's, everybody. This is Super Ninja Austin back here with an SNA podcast video. And this is episode 201. And this is the wrestling news, part 81 as well. And we're going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that you SNA fans need to know on December 31st, 2023, the final SNA podcast video of 2023 before the new year, which I'm going to be making my wrestling news, my special New Year's edition of the SNA podcast, my first ever SNA podcast of 2024, and not to mention the second video, which will be my first ever Raw review of the year, like of 2023, which will be the day one edition of the SNA podcast. And then also this is gonna be the rest. The wrestling news is gonna be from the Sportskeeda article. So we're gonna start off today with some Logan Paul news, or former United States champion has some unfinished business with Logan Paul. Also names two other stars on his list for 2024. It says WWE star and Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio feels that he still needs to settle scores with the current United States champion Logan Paul. The masked underdog faced Logan Paul at Crown Jewel with the United States title on the line. The two put on a stellar match. However, the social media megastar picked up the win with the help of some brass knuckles. Since then, Ray had a falling out with Santos Escobar and got injured, thus missing out on his rematch. Rematch opportunity against Logan. Responding to a question from Corey Graves, Rey Mysterio agreed that he still has some unfinished business between the Maverick. He mentioned that he had a list of opponents ready for 2024, and the names of Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio were also on it. He said, "Most definitely, I already started my 2024 list. Santos is there, Dominic is there, and whoever wants to get added to the list, just jump on board." Rey Mysterio credited Logan Paul for his performance in WWE. During the same conversation, Gray made it clear that he gave credit to Logan Paul. He suggested that the social media sensation had quickly understood the business and was doing all it took to make a name for himself by adding, Logan is doing what he needs to do for himself to become the superstar that he is now. I give him credit for it. I can't take that away from him either. A few weeks ago, the Mavericks showed up to SmackDown and announced that he would put the United States title on the line against the winner of the United States Championship tournament. Kevin Owens and Santos Escobar are the finalists, and will collide next week on SmackDown New Year's Revolution to determine the number one contender for for Logan Paul. And who do you think is going to win the United States Championship tournament at the New Year's Revolution edition of SmackDown this coming Friday? And most important, yeah, I guess you can say that, yeah, because what evidence do they have? I guess I agree with that, Mister Walreds. Walrad. Hopefully, I got that correctly pronounced. But anyways, but what's your thoughts on who's going to win the United States Championship? And do you think it's going to be Santos Escobar or Kevin Owens? Which I believe Kevin Owens is going to win because I have two reasons why. Because one, he told Logan Paul he's going to win, and he's been beating everybody that's been in the tournament. Whether if it was Austin Theory, Carmelo Hayes from NXT, who else he? Well, yeah, obviously those two, like the first round, the second round, which is the semifinals, and then the finals, which is Santos Escobar. And I'll say in general, he could beat him, like whether no matter what the circumstances is, for one, he's gonna be motivated of winning. And second, I'll say you could see a returning Rey Mysterio by preventing Santos Escobar doing like something slick or dishonest, like do some kind of dirty trick or dirty move on Kevin Owens, like a low blow or try to attack him with a weapon, but he'll probably be prevented by Rey Mysterio. Like when he makes his return, which is, if Rey Mysterio is clear enough to return like from his injuries, like I'm not sure if he's ready to return. Well, it's not like he's getting too physical. He's just make sure he does not do anything slick just to earn himself a United States Championship in a sneaky fashion. So I think he will do that. He'll catch his eyes. He'll catch him off guard, and he'll take his eyes off of uh, Kevin Owens, and then he'll turn him around, hit him with the stunner, get the 1, 2, 3, face Logan Paul like in January 8th of Friday Night SmackDown. And also, yeah, what's your thoughts on Rey Mysterio making a list of opponents that he wants to face, and he has and also have unfinished business in 2020 for 2024, like some kind of a New Year's resolution kind of list, I suppose, and no pun intended to the special edition of SmackDown. But anyways, y'all let me know also about that in the comments down below, which he named Logan Paul, Santos Escobar, and his own son, Dominic Mysterio. Even though he already beaten him at WrestleMania, but he still harassed him time to time when he has the chance to. So I don't really blame the guy. Like, and also, yeah, for me being a Rey Mysterio fan, I would definitely don't blame him, like, for that matter as well. Well, but I guess it's mostly for him, like being harassed by his own son because his son's just a retarded weirdo. But anyways, that's my opinion about the former NXT North American champion. Even though that was very insulting, but hey, it's wrestling. like you're supposed to have some insulting names for the heels. But anyways, let's move on to the next news, and it's But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think. And then let's go to the next wrestling news, and that is we got some Rhea Ripley news now, saying sends a goodbye message on Twitter, and it says WWE superstar and Dominic Mysterio's mommy, Rhea Ripley, usually takes to social media to express her dislike for Canada whenever she's in the country. With her most recent tweet being the latest one, Mommy declared that she is very happy to leave the country following last night's live event in Toronto. The current women's world champion retained her title in a triple threat match against Ivy Nile and Shayna Baszler at the show. Ripley, I should say, won after saving Dominic from getting choked out by the Queen of Spades. Meanwhile, her Judgment Day pals didn't fare so well. Like Finn Balor lost to Sami Zayn in a last man standing match, while Cody Rhodes defeated Damian Priest inside a steel cage. Sounds like some stipulated match from general manager mode on WWE 2K23. But anyways, it says, fortunately for the group, through they are heading back to the United States. Rhea Ripley's message to Canada sums their time up. And it says, Mommy is set to defend her women's world championship against Ivy Nile at the day one edition of Raw. This coming Monday. It remains to be seen if WWE will spring a massive surprise on the show. Who is left to challenge Rhea Ripley? Ripley will need new challengers following her likely win over Ivy Nile at Raw Day 1. She has beaten everybody who's stepped up so far, including Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, and multi-women's matches, in multi-women matches, and in a singles match before WrestleMania 40. Ever when it comes to the show of shows, only one woman should face Rhea Ripley in Philadelphia, or or a man, or the man, I should say, should face her at the Showcase of the Immortal, and that man is none other than Becky Lynch. What she said looks set to return to the world title scene ahead of Mania, where a marquee showdown with Mommy is expected. The two have teased a match for over a year through several intense stare downs. It it is the biggest women's match like WWE on book at Mania in 2024. Meanwhile, Liv Morgan would be a solid alternative as she has a storied history with Ripley. What's your thoughts on Becky Lynch could possibly be Rhea Ripley's WrestleMania opponent and possibly dethroning her at WrestleMania 40? And also, do you think Liv Morgan should be her next opponent for either the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Which I would believe she would be like on either pay-per-view, or if they continue to feud until they could do some kind of a screwy finish or no contest, and they could lead it up to Elimination Chamber with Rhea Ripley getting the biggest win of her career, or even perhaps she could perhaps she could beat Liv Morgan and she could do like a women's world championship elimination chamber match. But yeah, but let me know that in the comments down below. And I'll say there's plenty of stories with Becky Lynch as well. And I'll say there is some with Liv Morgan, like for the fact that she's the last woman who beat Rhea Ripley like nearly 2 years ago, before she started becoming undefeated in singles matches. And that's the last time she took a pinfall win overall, like something like Roman Reigns did, like with Baron Corbin, like back in 2019 at the TLC pay-per-view event. Like that's how it's like with Rhea Ripley. Like, she haven't taken a pin since like May of 2022. So we could see her next loss could be in April 2024. Yeah. Live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But yeah, what's your thoughts on that? Like we could see her losing she could retain against Liv Morgan and lead up to WrestleMania 40. Lead to a WrestleMania 40, and then even Becky Lynch will be like you may have beaten every woman in this roster except for me. And also like when the every time we try to have a match or even be in the number one contender spot, I'd be caught off guard, whether if it's with Xia Li or Nia Jax. But no matter, I defeated both of them, and then and it's like that's why I'm gonna challenge you for that title at WrestleMania 40. Whether if she wins the Royal Rumble or number one contenders match, or however they do it, like they need to have Becky Lynch be the one that be the number one contenders and also win the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Even though there's no heavyweight in the name, but I just call it that because it's like it's like a women's version of the World Heavyweight Champion. That's why I would call it that. Like, so I was like, might as well call it that, or even just the Women's World Champion. But yeah, and plus she's the original inaugural Women's World Champion when it used to be the SmackDown Women's Champion back, like when it was still the SmackDown Women's Championship back in 2016, which you would have likely would have if the Women's Champion WWE Women's Championship was on SmackDown, we would have already seen it as the Women's World Champion, like if it was on Raw, like because they said like the SmackDown Tag Team Champions and the SmackDown Women's Championship have the same lineage to like the Women's World Champion and the Women's World Champion had the same lineage of the SmackDown Women's Championship to this day. It's with a new name and a different kind of design on it. And also like the women's I mean the not the the men's world tag team championship. The SmackDown Women's Championship has the SmackDown Tag Team Championship have the same lineage to the World Tag Team Championships. But what's your thoughts on the? But yeah, but what? But anyways, what's your thoughts on? Yeah, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on that about Becky Lynch, and even Liv Morgan being her Royal Rumble opponent, or even her Elimination Chamber opponent, at least in her home country of Australia? Let me know down in the comments down below. But yeah, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is. It says Paul Heyman to betray Roman Reigns, and start a new faction with CM Punk and three other WWE stars, exploring a massive twist. And it says right here, it's no surprise that CM Punk and Paul Heyman are close with which is why many aspects aspects expect to expect the two to reunite at the expense of Roman Reigns. However, if the wise man is to betray his tribal chief, he must have a plan. That plan might be to birth a brand new faction that could dominate WWE. So, who would join Punk and Heyman in this dream group? Like, first things first, the former head of ECW can convince the bloodline Solo Sikoa to turn against his cousin, with Reigns not on television that often. Heyman might influence the enforcer's decision, uh, making this making this could be part of his rumored new chapter. And it says, in according to Wrestle Ops, it says Roman Reigns, tribal chief. I know. I'm saying no. That's a different message. But it says, as for the other members of this uh, Paul Heyman and CM Punk led faction, their links to NXT may come in come in handy. The wise man was present at Braun Breaker's ringside for a match a couple of months ago, and while it was approved by Roman Reigns, some something more sinister might be at play here. Meanwhile, Breaker's real life girlfriend, Cora Jade, is a huge Punk fan. She is thriving as a heel on WWE's developmental brand, but sharing screen time with her idol, and And a legend like Paul Heyman would be a massive step up. It says a faction led by the Wise Man and CM Punk, and even Solo Sikoa and Braun Breaker and Cora Jade would go places on Raw or even SmackDown, depending on which brand they would be. Which I believe they'll be on Monday Night Raw, like because one, Roman Reigns been on SmackDown for the past 5 years, and I would say two, it would be like it would be more interesting, like for the fact that I'm sure where you're gonna put Monday Night Raw at. And it's not like it can be in exchange for SmackDown to be on Fox because it's a 3 hour show, unless they're about to take put it back on 2 hours like they did over a decade ago, like when it used to been 2 hours until 2013 or 2012. It like 2012 when it used to been 2 hours. But other than that, I think it'll be like on the FX. Like if it's gonna be on a channel that's gonna be related to Fox, or if it's gonna be on a Fox related channel like that's owned by Disney, like which Disney now owns Fox. So I'll say I'll prefer being on FX or FS1 if WWE ever went to those channels. But it said they're in talks with Warner Brothers Discovery, like they could possibly be on TNT or TBS. But that would not look good for AEW because one, they have competition, and two, they're TNT or I mean Warner Brothers Discovery won't be sure if they want to renew their deal with All Elite Wrestling. But what's your thoughts on this? But which I think, yeah, this storyline should end up on Raw. Like WWE should draft the Bloodlines, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman in them to Monday Night Raw, while they'll have Cody Rhodes be on SmackDown with his former Legacy teammate and his best friend Randy Orton, for the fact that he signed a deal with SmackDown. But anyways, it says Roman Reigns would turn babyface to feud with CM Punk and Paul Heyman if this happens. CM Punk and Roman Reigns in will be inevitably clash at some point in 2024. It will happen whether or not the straight edge superstar uh, pro, pri, prize prize Paul Heyman away from the tribal chief. If that is the basis for the story, uh, expect to expect a double turn like to happen with Punk turning heel and Roman Reigns going babyface, which I believe that could be the case. Like we could see a double turn. I wouldn't rule it out. As a matter of fact, I would expect it to happen like after WrestleMania. Like what if not like May? I would say June of 2023. Not through 2024. I mean, 2023 is about to end in a few hours from now, by in midnight when it turns into 2024. So what am I talking about? But anyways, with a strong faction behind Punk, it would provide Roman Reigns with quite the challenge. However, the head of the table's potential end game in this scenario may not even be a match with the Chicago native, by rather one against Solo Sikoa. This this would lead to a passing of the torch moment, as the enforcer would probably become the new tribal chief, Solo can then be an equal to CM Punk, like potentially like even taking over as the leader of Paul Heyman's evil empire. The possibilities are endless. The fans need to stay tuned to find out. And do you think that Paul Heyman will betray the tribal chief Roman Reigns in favor of his former client CM Punk, which only that could happen. Only time will tell. I think it would, because that would tell a story in WWE. Because even CM Punk acknowledged that, like he used to been a Paul Heyman guy before Roman Reigns was. He's like, look who the original Paul Heyman guy was a decade ago, which that was true. But that alliance soonly ended, like in the summer of 2013, like when he told him that he do not want to team with him. He don't want him as his manager no more. But he realized that he's good with or without him, which he showed that in the past. But this could tell a story by he got another reason why he rejoining Paul Heyman. Like, because just to prove a point, like, even though it sounds like what Christian Cage would say, like that's like an excuse rather than a reason. But Christian Cage is but that's the point of being the heel. But anyways, yeah. It's But I think he's gonna turn heel. He'll have someone like Sol Sikoa and Braun Breaker being on his team, and not to mention Cora Jade, because it looks like either way we could see Braun Breaker and Cora Jade to be called up to the main roster really soon. Like we could see them be drafted over to Raw, like, along with the Bloodline being drafted to Raw, CM Punk staying to Raw, and then we can see the likes of Cody Rhodes and who else? And I'll say, yeah, even the Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso be drafted to Raw. We could see who else could be drafted to either to Raw or SmackDown. It could be Cody Rhodes, or who else could be drafted over to SmackDown? It could be Randy Orton could stay on SmackDown. We could see the Judgment Day being drafted over to SmackDown, and even I'll say Sami Zayn to stay on Raw, like for the fact that he's he could stay in there even if he's in the mid card division. I would say he should stay on the Raw. We could see R-Truth being on the SmackDown for the staying to the storyline on who the making making him continue the storyline of trying to be a part of the Judgment Day. Too bad it's not like the Thunderdome era. Like he could, like when he was a co-host with Charlie Caruso as Char-Truth, like with him saying, "I'm official member of the Judgment Day, Charlie. I'm officially the member of the Judgment Day. You need to believe that." That'll be even more entertaining. But yeah, I think that could happen about Roman Reigns being turned on by his own wise man, and he'd go back to his former client that he haven't managed in over a decade, like 11 years to be the exact. But let me know in the comments down below. But let's move on to the next wrestling. But do you think that this is going to happen in the summer of 2020? In the summer of 2024? Let me know in the comments. Yeah, sure. No, Samson, get back in here. Exactly. Tell him, Birdie. Yeah, tell him. Hey, Birdie Bird. Oh. Anyways, let's move on to the next wrestling news, and that is WWE superstar confirms. Oh, you got your Snoopy. Oh. You got some WWE superstars confirmed for high-profile inter-promotional matchup. It says a major inter-promotional match like featuring a WWE superstar has been confirmed today. WWE is on a hot streak at the moment, as Royal Rumble 2024 appearance. At the moment, as Royal Rumble 2024, it says Royal Rumble 2024 approaches. Both CM Punk and Randy Orton returned last month at Survivor Series. Randy Orton will compete in a triple threat match on the Friday's edition of SmackDown, New Year's Resolution edition, against LA Knight, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. The winner of the triple threat match will go on to challenge Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. NXT star Charlie Dempsey, the son of the legend William Regal, will travel to All Japan Pro Wrestling to battle for the Triple Crown Championship at Katsuhiko. Yes, of Katsuhiko. Yeah, that's what it's called. Sakuhiko Nakajima. The match is scheduled to take place on January 3rd at AJPW, which stands for All Japan Pro, at Mania X. But that's 3 days from now. I can't believe I heard about that on the wrestling news, from a fellow wrestling YouTuber. They said it's been reported that WWE is going to send Charlie Dempsey, the son of William Regal, of challenging for the Triple Crown Championship at the Katsuhiko Nakajima event in All Japan Pro Wrestling. I was like, that made me shocked. Like, what? Anything is possible. With this WWE with the new regime. Just look at Shinsuke Nakamura. Even though he's familiar into Japanese pro wrestling, that's why they sent him over there in that dream match with the Great Muta back from this past year in 2023. But that's 3 days from now when it's already 2023. But I hope him the best and he succeeds into that achievement. And also that's three. That was but that's a day after NXT will be on the new. That's the day after the New Year's Evil event, and they're probably gonna hype this up, saying and also with Drew Gulak said he's in Japan right now, trying to win the Triple Crown Championship, so that's why he's not here right now. He'll give a reason why, but we're gonna hope him the best, and he's gonna come back to the States as the new champion. But anyway, it says, and on WWE's NXT social media account, it says that is about supporting and developing our young superstars while involving along with a way help me support Charlie Dempsey as he travels to to All Japan Pro Wrestling for the Triple Crown Championship. On January 3rd, I couldn't ask for a better superstar to represent WWE NXT. Good luck, he wrote. Which came out of Shawn Michaels' social media account. Shawn Michaels claims to two NXT stars at our WrestleMania main eventers.
Julie, can you get out the computer and take them outside?
Yeah, sure.
And she's going to need to clean this up since nobody took him outside this morning.
Yeah, my bad.
All over the place. She said you should start doing that before you get on the computer.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I can do that right now.
What am I doing right now? I'm over here doing this, but I'm over here trying to do some other shit. So you gonna eat these? I know. Are you gonna eat these?
Come on, Samson. Let's get you ready. No, Samson, just stay over here. Just give Uncle Julian about 5 minutes. Okay, do this real fast. It says Shawn Michaels claims two WWE stars are WrestleMania main eventers. Like Shawn Michaels believes two stars will potentially main event WrestleMania in the future. Speaking with Riju Gupta, like of Sportskeeda Wrestling in an exclusive interview earlier this year. The Heartbreak Kid praised both Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker. He added that he he doesn't think anyone would be surprised if the two stars would wound up headlining at WrestleMania. He said, "Now this is about the generation of a Braun Breaker, Julius and Brutus Creed, like Tiffany Stratton. We have a number of young men that are coming through NXT that are going to be huge superstars on the main roster. I don't think anybody is gonna be surprised if they see Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes headlining a WrestleMania someday in the very near future," Shawn Michaels said. He says, William Regal's exited All Elite Wrestling last year to return to the promotion. He reportedly could not appear on television in 2023 due to his conditional release from All Elite Wrestling. It will be interesting to see if William Regal makes an appearance on January 3rd to watch his son compete. But what's your thoughts about Charlie Dempsey uh, being at All Japan Pro Wrestling, do you think he's going to win the Triple Crown champion, or is going to be somebody else, like perhaps somebody that's already in the wrestling promotion? Like, let me know down in the comments below for those All Japan fans. But let's move on. But before I do, I'll be right back. I just need to. Okay, we got some. We got Judgment Day member shares hilarious New Year's message. A member of the Judgment Day has we got some Judgment Day news now as they shares a hilarious New Year's message. He says a member of the Judgment Day has shared a hilarious New Year's message to the WWE universe. New Year's the New Year is just around the corner, and it means we are quickly approaching the road to WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. WWE Royal Rumble 2024 will take place on January 27th at Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay, Florida. The day one edition of Raw WWE Raw will take place tomorrow night at at P, the P, the Pecan Pinconga the P the Pet Kaga the Pencaga Arena in San Diego, California. The Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley will defend her Women's World Champion against Ivy Nile, and Seth Rollins will put the World Heavyweight Championship on the line against Drew McIntyre. The Judgment Day's JD McDonough took to the Instagram story today to share an interesting message. He reposted an image from Shawn Michaels' infamous betrayal of Marty Jannetty back in the day and wished everyone a happy new year as seen in the below. Bill Apter was shocked by recent victory by the Judgment Day on WWE Raw. Legendary wrestling journalist Bill Apter recently commented on the Judgment Day's victory over the Creed brothers on the December 4th edition of WWE Raw. The Creed brothers won a tag team turmoil match on the November 27th edition of the Red Brand to earn a title match against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. The defeated Brutus and Julius Creed to retain the titles, and Bill Apter was not thrilled with the results. But before I get started, what you thought about the message with JD McDonough? Let me know down in the comments below of showing an image, which we're gonna see if we can find it, which I cannot find it nowhere. After like, oh yeah, well I'm saying like I already seen this right here during a edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's unscripted show. After claimed that the Creed brothers should have won the tag team titles due to their in ring work by saying, "I I just want to mention that I was shocked on Monday Night Raw that the Creed brothers, who I uh, I have I pushed like on our show so many times as the next coming of the Steiners, coming of the Steiners like incredible performance, like they should have gotten the tag team belts. I know they are bland, like, and they are not the most personable guys in the whole world. But what they do in the ring, if it's wrestling, these guys are the best. They are fabulous. Bill After said on the article of from 3310 to 3340. Our our Truth has been trying to become an official member of the Judgment Day since his return last month at Survivor Series, but the faction wants nothing to do with him. Only time will tell if our Truth is ever welcomed into the heel group on Raw. Who would dethrone? Who will dethrone? Who would you like to dethrone Balor and Priest for their undisputed tag team championships? And do you think they're going to be the ones? Do you think the Creed brothers will be the ones that dethrone the Judgment Day, or will it be DIY or even the Alpha Academy? Even well, I think it'll be either the Creed brothers or DIY. Like, but it'll be any time in the beginning of the upcoming year of 2024. But let me know down in the comments down below on who thinks gonna be the ones that are gonna dethrone the Judgment Day on your bingo card of 2024 in WWE predictions. But we're gonna move on to the next news now, and it is like, and we got some sort of some Sasha Banks news now, but it says, and also three other surprise Triple H could have planned the return at Monday Night Raw's Day One edition. And it says Triple H has planned a massive WWE Raw Day One show to kickstart 2024. This will be the Red Brand's first show of the new year, I should say, featuring two huge championship matches. Additionally, the game has pub publicly insisted that fans should miss the shouldn't miss the episode with rumors like of of a former world champion returning. Here we look at the four biggest surprising names that could unfold on the WWE Raw Day One on Monday this week. So without further ado, let's begin. First, starting off, number one is Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks. Like I said in the beginning of this news story, the future of Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks, in WWE, remains one of the most significant talking points to the pro wrestling world today. Latest reports have claimed that the ongoing negotiations between her and the Stanford-based company have fallen apart. However, it must be noted that similar rumors made rounds when CM Punk and Cody Rhodes were making their returns. Monet walked out of Monday Night Raw in May of 2022 and pursued an incredible run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. She is now a free agent, and Triple H is admiration for the boss is not a secret. It would be exciting if the game unveils Monet's return on Raw Day One, or chest straining Sasha's Banks return. Or does say Sasha because not just her first name Banks says sporadic return to the red brand, which I would believe she would return to the red brand, even if I'll say if she did make a return. Just saying, my opinion on the matter. Coming at number two is Damian Priest cashing in his Money in the Bank contract, but WWE has confirmed that Seth Rollins will put his World Heavyweight Championship on the line at Raw Day One. The Visionary will look to defend his gold against Drew McIntyre on the first ever of the Red Brand. The first episode of the Red Brand in 2024. However, the creative team may plan a massive twist for this match. During this match, we could see Senior's Money in the Bank, Damian Priest cash in the contract against Seth Rollins. The Judgment Day member has made a few attempts with the MITP TB briefcase, I should say, cash in but failed. He could look to try his luck in the first show of the year, hoping for a different outcome. Number three, we got Brock Lesnar on the Raw Day One show. Brock Lesnar last appeared at SummerSlam 2023, ending his trilogy with Cody Rhodes following a defeat against the American Nightmare. The Beast went to extra mile to put Cody over with the crowd and could return on Raw to do the same for someone else. Intercontinental Champion Gunther recently Intercontinental Champion Gunther recently named Brock Lesnar one of the superstars he would like to face during his historic reign. Fans have also dubbed this potential bout as a dream match. we could see Lesnar make an epic return on Raw day one and issue a challenge to Gunther, like settling the tone for their title, like their feud, like on the road to WrestleMania 40. But I don't think it will be for the Intercontinental Championship. If there's plans for the Ring General facing the Beast Incarnate, I think he will cost him the Intercontinental Champion. We could see like a Chad Gable or even a Big Bronson Reed or somebody win the title. We'll have that match at the showcase event, and and we'll see Gunter be put over by the Beast Incarnate to make the Ring General into a star. But anyways, let's move on to the fourth one. We got Becky Lynch attacks Rhea Ripley. The second title match announced for Raw WWE Raw Day One will see Rhea Ripley put her title on the line against the Judgment Day member will defend it against Ivy Nile on the Red Brand's first show of the year of 2024. Their matches at the recent WWE Live event have looked promising, earning high praise from fans. However, Mommy remains the favorite to walk out the match with a with a with a win, but her celebration may be cut short by her next challenger, who could potentially be Becky Lynch. The man is scheduled to take on Nia Jax on the same night, earlier on the show. However, she could set her sights on Rhea Ripley once she has dealt with Jax. Fans have been excited to the two most dominant women on the roster lock horns, like for the gold, to set up a huge championship match at WrestleMania, and it could all start like on Raw this week. And do you think that Becky Lynch will set her score, set her not score, set her eyes on Rhea Ripley and her Women's World Champion, which I think it'll be WrestleMania, and it'll be the return will perhaps see Liv Morgan, like if she's clear enough to compete compete whatsoever and make even an appearance on this coming Monday on Raw. It depends, which I think that could be the case after she defeats Ivy Nile. But let's move on to the next wrestling news. We got some major reasons why negotiations failed between Mercedes Moné and WWE, revealed reports right here on this article. Negotiations between Mercedes Moné, aka Sasha Banks, and WWE reportedly failed due to financial disagreement. Like Monet spent nearly a decade as an active competitor on NXT, Monday Night Raw, and even SmackDown. She held several titles, including the Raw and SmackDown, and even Women's Tag Team and NXT Women's Championship. However, she walked out during an episode of the Red Brand in May of 2022 and eventually left the Stanford-based based company. It says over the past few years, reports suggest that the 31-year-old superstar was negotiating with the promotion for a potential comeback. However, these talks were rumored to have broken down. Dave Meltzer recently reported more details about the failed negotiation on Wrestling Observer Radio. He he disclosed that the most significant disagreement was about money. He said she was absolutely talking with WWE. From what I was told, were they were far apart on money. There was a person in WWE who said until she shows uh, up and signs a contract, like just remember like what happened like with Punk. I was told that this afternoon, just remember what happened like with Punk. I was told that by multiple people that they were far apart on money, he said. He added, the other thing with her is she has other things with her, whether it's acting or other companies. She's involved in that could be an issue. Like with AEW, I think she would have more freedom act. Like although WWE would probably give you more freedom now than under Vince because he's such a controlling person. And it says did Triple H sign Triple fumbled the signing of Mercedes Monet. Like but yeah, but I should be asking that question. I'll be like, what are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think that this is? Do you think that things did fall out? Like, and is it because of for the fact that like they disagreed with the money deal, like on the contract, or do you think that or is it because she has an acting gig, or whatever it may be the case of scenario? Because for the fact that she's also been on like I heard she's been on plenty of movies, whether that like being in her own movie, which is called Boston, and even The Collective, which it had a couple of celebrities on there, which I can name a couple of them right now. Like, but that'll be a story for another day, of course. But anyways, I and also I would say that she could have some plans to be in Japan's latest event is she might have some unfinished business with New Japan. So I don't know, like it, but I'll say, like I said before, and I'll say it again, like on plenty of my other wrestling news videos, I would say that she's going to make her return at least at a Royal Rumble event, which even if it whether if it's a one off or even I would say whether if it's a one off or a what's that, or maybe a full time thing, like for at least at the moment, I I would say this is going to be a guarantee for that. But like, and it's just an I'd say this, but that does that. I'd say she may make that return, but it'll probably be a one off like Mickey James. That's where I was coming from. Yeah, like, but it says right here, like it says former WWE star believes Mercedes Monet will join AEW. Like, but anyways, yeah. Also onto the adding to this wrestling news video, it says after her failed negotiations with the Stanford-based company, reports suggest Mercedes Monet could soon appear in All Elite Wrestling. The former Raw Women's Champion previously attended AEW's All In London show earlier this year. speaking on the gigantic pop podcast, like the former superstar Matt Morgan disclosed that believes like Monet would have a in AEW run like like before returning to the 40-year promotion, 40-plus-year promotion. I think I think you meant to say 60-year plus promotion if you're talking about WWE. But he said, "Oh, she'll eventually go back there. It will happen in my opinion, but I do think she's gonna pass through AEW." He said, potential speculation on Mercedes Monet joining AEW in 2024. Check it out, like the details here onto this link. But I guess I'm just gonna leave it like it is right now and go to the next news. But what are your thoughts on Mercedes Monet returning to WWE? Or do you think she's gonna return to WWE, or do you think she's go? What do you think about the contract negotiating, like of her return? Like, do you think is it just like a dud and it fell through and it looks like she's not gonna be returning anytime soon, not even a Royal Rumble return? Or do you think this is just all just a trick for her to make her return at whether if it's a one off, whether if it's a one off or even a full time return, like which I which I believe is just a one off for at least now because I think she has unfinished business with Japan, and also we could see her making her debut with AEW, whether if it's by a crossover event with New Japan and the All Elite company, like at a Forbidden Door, perhaps, or she could finish those New Japan plans and go to All Elite Wrestling, which she could. But also the thing is, it's been reported that that negotiations fall through from there too. Well, or she turned down a deal from Tony Khan, at least for now. Whatever the case may be, she, I'll say either despite these rumors speculating online, I think that she will make a debut for either AEW or even make a return to WWE. It depends on what she decides. But I think there's plans for her to return at the Royal Rumble, but also she could challenge Julia for the W. I'm not the New Japan Women's Strong Championship. But yeah, let me know in the comments on what you think about this status here, and write down in the comments down below. We're gonna move on to the next wrestling. And we got some Zelina Vega news now. Is she reveals like hilarious dialogue like behind iconic WWE entrance. It says WWE superstar Zelina Vega recently revealed her hilarious dialogue like behind in uh, dialogue behind the entrance. Like Zelina Vega started her journey in WWE as a manager of Andrade Cien Almas, like on the developmental brand. The 33-year-old was alongside the former United States champion when he made his iconic entrance before his successful NXT title defense against Johnny Gargano at NXT Takeover Philadelphia on January 27, 2018. Andrade wore a mask during his entrance, like as a homecoming to Lucha Libre. During the entrance, Zelina Vega was seen shouted at the current AEW star in a recent tweet. Like the former women's tag team champion revealed that the reason behind her yelling, she wrote, the reason behind her yelling, she wrote, the WWE Hall of Famer Michael Hayes told me to come out like a house of fire. She further revealed what she shouted like she said, haha, this was one of the dopest entrances ever. Like most people don't know why I yelled at him the whole way. Michael Hayes said to me, one day, I want you to come out like a house of fire, yell at him if you have to. I don't care what you yell, just yell. So I yelled about pancakes, like she wrote, in a laughing way. Also, and what's your thoughts on that? Like from the backstories of her time managing Andrade when he was NXT champion at the time in NXT back a few years ago. Let me know down in the comments below. But that says Zelina Vega talks about her journey, like from a manager to a in-ring performer in WWE. Zelina Vega is one of the top female superstars on SmackDown. She challenged Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship at Backlash in May of 2023. It was one of the finest performance of Vega's career in the Stanford-based company, which started as a manager. During the interview with Screen Rant, Zelina opened up about her journey in the Stanford-based company. The former Impact star believes she has come a way, like long way, like from being a manager. She said, "I mentioned this before, but people, I've been a manager for someone for a good 5 years in WWE. So this is a whole new Zelina that they're seeing as me being a wrestler and a babyface, because that did not come easy at all. I will say that this not come very easy, or I guess naturally, or natural, I should say, for me, because they've they always said I've been a natural heel, but I think it's just allowing people to get to know the real me, and just letting that come out to play for a bit. Vega said. What are your thoughts on Zelina Vega? Zelina Vega, a seamless tradition. Not tradition, transition as a manager to an in-ring performer. Let me know down in the comments below. And do you ever see her be manager, and maybe even Andrade, if he ever made a return to WWE? And do you think Andrade is going to make his return to WWE, which has been speculated all over online? But I'm not sure if that will be true, because for the fact that he's is still under an AEW contract, even though it says it's been reported that his contract in AEW will soon expire. But that depends, like if he will leave the All Elite company in favor for the World Wrestling Entertainment Company. Which it depends. Like what's the better deal on it, and what's the like like what like what's the deal with Andrade? Like, will he get a better offer when in WWE? Like, even get shots at championships or be like known as a main event player, or even that on AEW. Like, if he can face someone like a Samoa Joe for the AEW championship to convince him to stay with All Elite Wrestling. But let me know what y'all thoughts on that in the comments down below. Like, I think it depends on how they're gonna what's their offer onto his and the company, if or which company you should sign for. Okay, but we're gonna end this video right here with top WWE star shares heartfelt story of how she knew what she wanted to do in life. And we got a kind of got a heartwarming news, I should say, like to end this video with a happy ending, I guess you could say, to close out 2023. And it says a top WWE star knew what she wanted to do in life at such a young age. It was heartfelt story like that shows anything is possible. Kayla Braxton started her broadcasting career after graduating from Be- Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee. She hosted her own web and TV segment in Orlando, Florida, before WWE came calling in 2016. In an interview on Insight with Chris Van Vliet, Braxton shared that she already knew what she wanted to do when she was 9. When she was 9, she wanted to be on TV, and her dream began following an inspiring event in her life. She said, "In the South, if you know, we have this thing called 4-H, and it's like man agriculture, like suing I whatever I we all were like acquired like to compete in one of these things, and I saw public speaking their on there. We had to give a speech, and I noticed all the other kids had note cards. I was like I'm gonna memorize mine, and I did, and I won. I didn't even tell my foster parents I was doing this because I didn't want to disappoint them, and I didn't win. With and I didn't win. They would so be proud of me, and that was the first time an adult like was proud of me. I was like, well, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, Braxton said. Kayla Braxton manifested her dreams into reality, which is all. This is always great to see. She has been a part of the biggest wrestling company in the world for almost 8 years. Now, like for almost 8 years now, and running. She currently has a variety of roles, including a host of backstage as an backstage interview for SmackDown. Like, Caleb Braxton left WWE's The Bump in September 2023. Caleb Braxton was one of the original hosts of the WWE's The Bump, like when it started in 2019. Braxton announced in September 2023 that she was leaving the show the next and would be replaced by Morgan Morant. But what's your thoughts on that, and also Kayla Braxton manifesting her dreams, like ever since she was 9 years old, of being on television, which she is now as the backstage interviewer, journalist of Friday Night SmackDown. And I wish her the very best as well, like for her 8-long-year career in the company, and many more decades to come for her in her career there. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below on what your thoughts. And also, that was the end of the video, which I'm not sure if it was like that much of a happy ending. Well, I would say, but it is somewhat of a happy ending. I guess I shouldn't have assumed it like that way, but anyways, but yeah, that was your latest wrestling news video and your final wrestling news and SNA podcast video of 2023. And what was your favorite news story out of this list? Let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next videos, which will be episode 102 and 202 and episode 203 of the next wrestling news video, part 82, where I'm going to be talking about the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors that SNA fans need to know on the WrestleZone article. Yeah, on the WrestleZone article on January 1st, 2024, which will be the new year, which that'll be my first ever video of 2024, while the second ever video will be my first Raw review video on episode 203, I believe, yeah, of the Monday Night Raw Day 1 edition. Like, make sure you guys check that out. And also, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. Comment down below what's your favorite on this wrestling news video. But, yeah, and I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this 201st episode of the SNA podcast, 81st, part 81, I should say, of my wrestling news. And hopefully y'all have a great afternoon of your final day of 2023. And I'll see you all tomorrow when it's the next year. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, out. Happy New Year's, everybody. See you when it's 2024, you guys.